This teen saw a police car engulfed in flames. Then he noticed the officer struggling to get free. It was a moment that would change both of their lives forever. Civilian Joseph Chambers spotted Officer Mark Kimsey trapped in a police car that was engulfed in flames just meters away from where he was standing. And Chambers knew that he had to do something. The date was November 8, 2014, and the then 17-year-old Chambers was waiting for his brother to return with takeout from a store in Grays Ferry in Philadelphia. As he waited at his half-sister's home, the teenager heard a strange, loud noise, but he had no idea what had caused it. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story.
I was actually visiting my sister, and at the time, we were watching TV, just hanging out, and we heard this loud boom.
His sister initially thought that the sound might have been a gunshot and rushed to shut the windows to protect the home, but when Chambers looked outside, he saw a police car.
So we all got up, ran to the door, looked out, and it was kind of smoky, but right away, I knew it was a cop car. So instantly, I just ran up to the car.
The loud bang had in fact been a car crash. However, the police car had already caught fire by the time he reached the scene just moments later. Worse, Chambers spotted the police officer there inside the car. He therefore knew that he had to do something.
And I said, "Your car's on fire." And he's like, just staring at me. I was like, I'm gonna have to get you out.
The officer was Philadelphia cop Mark Kimsey, and he was trapped inside the burning vehicle. Chambers then enlisted the help of a neighbor in a bid to free Kimsey from the lethal situation, and fortunately, the pair successfully hauled the officer out through one of the car windows and carried him out of harm's way.
I said, "Can you get out?" And he said, "I can't feel my legs." And his door was jammed shut, and I said, "I can't get you out through the door, I'm going to get you out through the window." He was in tremendous amount of shock, in and out of consciousness.
Chambers then rushed back to rescue the man who was behind the wheel of the pickup truck that had hit Kimsey's patrol car. Speaking about the second man, Chambers said,
"I kept his neck stable while me and two other guys pulled him out and laid him down. I checked his pulse. He was breathing. He was out of it, but he was alive."
Meanwhile, though both of the rescued men were now safe and on their way to hospital, Chambers' hands were covered in blood following his efforts, and he went to hospital as a precaution. Some might say that Chambers' heroic efforts to save a police officer were unusual in a tough neighborhood like Grays Ferry. However, the young man's mom, Judy, said that she wasn't surprised by her son's brave actions. She was nervous, though, when she heard that her son had gone to hospital after the rescue. And yet she was soon overwhelmed with pride about her son's actions. For his part, Chambers credits his mom, Judy, and late father, John, with teaching him his values.
The instinct to go and help somebody was from my dad. He passed away 2 months ago. He inspired me to do great things. His famous saying to me was, "If someone needs help, help them."
Officer Kimsey, meanwhile, later praised the young man for his bravery during the daring rescue effort which had saved his life. He really was in the right place at the right time, Kimsey told the Delaware County Daily Times. "Unless another cop would have pulled around the corner, I would have still been there." The day soon came then when Chambers visited Kimsey in his hospital bed. Speaking about the event, Chambers' mom Judy described the emotions that she felt as she watched her son visit the man whose life he had saved. "Oh my gosh, when we got there and those 10 officers parted ways as Joe walked through to go into Mark's hospital room, my knees got weak," she told the Delaware County Daily Times. "It was so emotional." In the weeks and months that followed, moreover, Chambers received praise from local officials.
He was there with a couple of his buddies, and they all said thank you. The ones that weren't there at the scene, they all said thank you, shook my hand, went in, talked to him for a little bit.
Whereas some may rush to their own safety or stand by and wait for others to help, Joseph Chambers displayed heroic action, ultimately saving a life.
He was glad that I was there to help him out, and I was there, and I was glad that I was there to be a part of it.
The bravery of a young hero like this shines as a bright inspiration to all, read a piece delivered by Delaware County Council. And once Kimsey was released from hospital and back on his feet, he and Chambers even made an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show to speak about the rescue. It was an experience of a lifetime to actually meet such an iconic person, Chambers said. It was awesome. But that wasn't the end of the story for Chambers and Kimsey. In fact, the two became friends following the crash and subsequent rescue. Then, after graduating from Ridley High School, Chambers went on to the Delaware County Municipal Police Academy and trained to join the force. What's more, months later, he began his first shift as a part-timer. Speaking ahead of the occasion, Chambers told the Delaware County Daily Times, "I've always wanted to be a cop since I saw my first police car. I always thought they were just so cool. They were people I really looked up to." Before being appointed to the position, Chambers met with local police chief Robert Ruskowski in June 2016. "We heard about him, and the next thing, he shows up at the station," the chief told the same newspaper. He had experience dealing with emergencies and radio procedure, and he put himself through the academy, which really gave him a leg up. In fact, the chief ultimately hired him the same day. It wasn't long before Chambers had impressed his boss while on the job, too. A local university called the station to commend the young officer as he had successfully broken up a fight between students on campus. "They just thought it was something I should know," Ruskowski said. "He's a good kid." But despite his ambition and his success, Chambers certainly didn't forget the officer he had saved on that life-changing day. Indeed, he asked none other than Officer Kimsey to hold the Bible as he got sworn in as a part-time law enforcement officer.
Absolutely proud. I couldn't think of a better person, to walk across the stage and want to be a police officer. I look up to him just as much as I hope he looks up to me.
Speaking about the day when Chambers became a police officer, his mother for her part revealed, "I stood there looking at him and I was thinking how proud his father would be. His dad would be over the moon and back up there. We both are." That said, she has admitted that she worries for her son's safety. "As soon as he puts on that uniform, my heart is in my throat," she added. "But I know it's what he's wanted to do since he was a little boy." Meanwhile, Chambers has said that he hopes to become a full-time officer in the future. And who knows where he might end up. One thing is for sure, though.
I really just can't wait to get out there, get on this job, get on the street, and actually make a difference.
"I would love to work with him," confirmed Kimsey. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.